trading micros since I made money in the overnight market. So I'm trading micros just to oh, it's gonna hit my thing. So how I entered this was basically uh, the deviation levels on. So I'll just leave it the way it is right now because I base it on the ETH the ETH is basically overnight hours or the electronic trading hours. That's what they call it. That's why I based these. The entry was I really had an entry down here and I got faked out. I should have just my stop should have been bigger, but I was just chickened out because I had an entry up here. But now I think I'm getting some of my losses back here. But anyways, I'm trading the micros, and when I trade the micros, I'm using the deviation levels, the what we call the VWAP deviation levels. And you can also I'll be trading the ES also with that, but I'll be trading on a demo or a sim account since I already made my money. So that's why I'm only risking small on the micros. So here's the right now. I'm just gonna wait for this, and if you want to see the other chart, I'm just gonna put this over here. So anyways, that's trading the micros on there. So right now the ES right now is way overextended. So let me get this out here. So I got my first one there. We want this to come back. So you can tell this is strong. This is strong momentum, right? So most likely it will not come back to the mid band. It may come back here to this EMA and bounce up, but we just want to see what's going to happen here. Look at this. See, look at this. So I'm just going to wait that this is still eventually going to still go up. I'm basing it again on the VWAPs on here. So I'm basing it on the VWAP. My stop should be around right here. Hello, Matt.
Hello.
How are you?
Doing fine, thanks.
Good. So I was just explaining to Niles and Kyle here. I made money over the overnight hours. So I'm trading micros right now. I'll be trading the ES with a sim. I don't want to expose myself to too much risk. So I'm doing the micro NQ here. I'm trading how I trade the micros. I usually base it on the VWAP deviation levels. Um, that's how I'm trading this. So now I had it on when I first entered this trade. I had an ETH VWAP. Now I'm using the RTH. So I know where these levels are. It's basically going to be -3. That's going to probably get up to there. We'll see. Because this is usually overextended when it gets to the +2 or right here. That's really overextended. So I'm thinking it might get up to even here. Let's see how far. This is strong momentum going to the upside. I mean, it's due for a reversal, but I think it's going to get up to here. So what I'm using here on the chart here is basically two moving averages is a 10 and a 30. I think I provided the indicator for you guys. I may also provide the VWAP. I don't know if I can get that. Let me see. But you would know how it moves to really know how to trade that. Or that's why this is going up. I'm just going to keep on writing this. Oops, where is this? I think it's going to get to there. Let's see until I get a reversal candle. And usually you get a reversal candle when you see a doji candle. I think this is setting up right now for a doji. Let me see where I can get this. But usually when it's up here, it's going to be bouncing from here, then back up, back here again. Now watch, it's going to come back down here. I don't want to. I'll put my trailing maybe down here. Yeah. So it's either because I'm using the deviation levels. So now we're getting some dojis here, meaning it's definitely weakening. But I know based on the deviation levels, this will come get down here and try to test that high again. Especially when it's going to try to bounce off this MA. So now if we're looking at right now I'm not looking at the ES. I want to make sure. Let me see. This is the chart that you usually use to instead without the deviation levels. I can find it here. Here we are. Yeah. So this is the chart that you guys are used to looking at. It's your typical legacy. Now, what I've incorporated is basically I find that 610 on the Heikin-Ashi also does well in this, but I also use the deviation levels. Now you can see where this, here's the range of the opening 30 minutes. It's not yet done yet, so it's going past. Like I said, it's gonna touch this high. That's where it goes. So let me get this even further on it. I want to see. It's like I said, it's gonna get to this level, and that's where it did. It bounced off right this level, right there. It bounced off, went back up. And that's what it's going to do. It's going to just go back and forth there unless it makes higher highs right now. And I just continue riding this wave because it's above what? It's above that MACD or that MACD, that moving average. That's the 10 moving average. So we get another doji there. We hit the high, right? We basically broke that high. So it's 945, so that's really still going to plot another high up here. Again, we're still using that, the moving average here. You see how it's bouncing off. That's how you can maintain your trade, just as long as it's above and bounces off like that, or even bounces off the 30 EMA here. This is a 30 and a 10. Like I said, those of you, I know, Matt, you trade micros, right?
Yes, sometimes.
Okay.
Lately, I have started taking some scalps with minis again. But
Okay.
what was your decision to take the entry? I mean, what was your criteria?
Based on the VWAP. I had an ETA VWAP, ETH VWAP here. I think Kyle saw it, and I said that's where I based it. Whoa, let me see. I want to get further up here. I want to ride this as far as I can go until I see. Based on the VWAP. Again, I think what's his name? Well, let me see here. Hold on. And like I said, it's another strategy that I use, especially when I'm trading these wild. When you have a lot of volatility, it honors those VWAPs as well. What was this? Let me look at this. Yeah, Curtis is taking that class, that VWAP, because he's incorporating the legacy because it works. So if I have so this is the micro, right? See, look how it's bouncing off that 10 all the time until I see. And usually when it's already this far out, what this price is going to do is it's going to keep on bouncing back between these two deviation levels. That's where it is. It's always going to be bouncing between there and there until it tells it wants to reverse. And usually when they start reversing, and when they throw down a really strong momentum candle, either in this case, it's going to be to the downside. That means they're trying to reverse. And most likely when they reverse, it's going to hit the VWAP and go back up. Unless it's really strong, they're going to try to hit the other side of the deviation levels. And that's usually how the strategy of the VWAP is. Okay, so you're saying, okay, so let's look at the E-mini, because I also do this like today over the overnight session. There was really not that, it wasn't moving that much, so I basically scalped the NQ on the deviation levels again, and as I make two good trades, and basically my net was like 310. It's good for just maybe 15 minutes work. So I said, okay, I'm done. And that's good because after that, there was a big volatile movement and you don't know where they come from. So let's look at this. So let's look at, this is basically your 610, right? Now, if you look in the 610, it's going to be looking like this. And usually when you have a strong move like this, oh, it is coming back. Okay, so now we hit the mid band. Now, if you look at the 610 on there we are. See, it did hit the mid band. Okay, so this may overrun, but let's see. Most likely we're looking at this deviation level here. So this is going to go, yeah, it's going to go up because let's hit this deviation right there. So this may even go up. It's going to, like I said, that's in the V2, but right now it's what? It's an invalid V2, but it's going down, but most likely it's going to go up to maybe here. If you had this, if you were able to get this entry right here. Because now it's trying to flatten out. Now this deviation, since we're all the way out here, most likely it is going to get down here, maybe hit that back up. Let's see. Or it may get, no. So the deviation level it hit here is basically -2, and you see went back down to -1, -2, back up, and now I think it's going to test this down here. So let me check my entry here on my NQ here, my MNQ. That's fine. So I'm going to put this, let me see, right down here. That should be right there. Now let's put it there. It's almost like a bounce. Okay. Because this might still go up, so I'm going to put this here. Most likely going to test this high. Where am I? This is the deviation right there. Okay. See, like I said, it bounced off that deviation level. It's going to probably test up here. So you could have gotten in right there, or you can easily if you got here, you would have gotten that 2 points, 3 points. Again, no, it's not that. It's not the volatility is not that big. Is that right? Where's my other 610 chart? Because this 610 chart here is more on the Heikin-Ashi. So this might have a chance to test this high again right up here on the micros. Let me see here. I might try to break this range right now because right now it's not even 10 a.m. So it may test this and break another high. Bring it up there. This one, the deviation level here. So like I said, you remember that's how the pattern is usually on the ES. It's gonna try to test this VWAP, or not the VWAP, the fill line, and most likely it's using it as what? As resistance right now. So let me test this mid band again and go back up. Because that's what look at the NQ. It's still trying to make up, but it's really not correlated on there. Finally went down. So there's your reversal candles, possible reversal candles here. See, it's got pamped up here. It's got to test this again. Try to make it up. If it does come back down, let's see if it's going to come down here. Now, if it does get down here, I'm going to put a buy order down here. If it does get back up there, so we'll see. The buy order to maybe get up to here. Again, this is based on not only on looking at the legacy strategy, but also looking at the VWAP. We'll see how far this is going to go down. I want to see if this does go past here. It might, in likelihood, it will, because you see we already established this high up here. Most likely, it's going to test the mid here and possibly go down all the way down here. So if you see this, now we have established a momentum right to the downside. Again, I'm going to keep this maybe right here. I'll leave it right there. No. It's almost like it is trying to get down here, so I'll leave it right here. So there, right here. Let's see what's going to do. What's going to happen? Is it going to come back up, or is it going to test this down here? If it surpasses here, then I'm going to put a buy order here, a limit order.
What time did you enter that long trade?
Oh, that was before. Right, maybe 15 minutes before opening.
Oh, on the NQ, you
MNQ.
entered that.
The
you entered that before the opening.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I was setting some charts up, and I was trying to get this chart up, and I said, "Oh, there's an opening based on the VWAP on the ETH." So when I had that, because my charts here now is all RTH. So here you see this. Now it's there's the. Should have got it right there.
Order
Like I
submitted.
said, that would have been a. Let me see if I can get back there. I might continue going back up here. So here. There. See, I would have had a buy there as a watt. It did go back, past it. I would have had a buy there, a pending buy order, and usually the target is up here. Let me see here. Didn't get my order.
Order filled.
So let me target it down here. This is 3 points. I'll get maybe 2 there. Or this may come down. Oh, well, once it hits here, it may come down. But I want to see if it's going to overrun. And I don't really like going against the trend here, but this is basically on the strategy. There you go. So now I might be looking at where it might go down here, but that was one might get up to here, or even to the point. Again, these are on deviation levels. It may get up to here. Gonna test that high again. This is the one deviation. Basically, this is the 0.75 down there. It's going down. This is your, what is this? Set up right here. It's a what? A V1, right? That was a V1. So now it's coming back down. And I could have waited. I would have waited in this until it gets back down to here. If it surpasses the VWAP here, then it's definitely going to go. Now, if you're looking at this, again, if you're looking at this, that's why I have 2 VWAPs, because I want to see if there is a gap. If there is a gap between the 2 VWAPs, it's going to try to close it. There it is. Here's the other VWAP. There's the ETH or RTH VWAP. This will eventually come down to close this gap between the 2 VWAPs. So I think that's where it's going to try to move. So if that continues down, I'll put another order here for a sell right here. Target would be these, again, either down here. Almost like it's going to hit this first, come back up, hit the VWAP, and come back down. So I think my order there is probably going to end on this other one, this one. Yeah, let me see. Yep. So let me just see what's going to bounce up there. There's some support here on the micros. Again, this one is testing this, may go back up again. It's hitting this area where usually it comes back down to this VWAP and then bounce back
Stop
up.
filled.
There, okay. So I made some few dollars there.